what is up? It's Poppa-H-YT is back.
Boba Fett.
Oh, Boba
Who's
Fett.
the target?
Yes, let's go. So, without further ado, let's get on with it and let's have a look at general overview. Now, I'm not doing a tutorial on this one because I think you guys will take this idea and roll with it. First things first, the general thoughts on this. I was kind of making this as a bit of a gift for 72 Pringle to add to his Mandalorian toy box. So if you haven't checked out his stuff, then go ahead, head on over and see what a great Mandalorian map he's made over on his channel. 72 Pringle, the legend. So yes, if you like Star Wars, that's where you've got to be, guys. But yeah, I thought this was a shame just to keep in my toy box collection as well. It really does need to be out there for you guys to play with and play around with and take this first general concept and evolve it into something maybe far more superior than it looks now. This is a static piece, so I've made this thinking, well, you know, if you're like, okay, let's say you were building Lego model and you've got like a piece that is like unique to that set, you know, then you can build around it. And that was my general thinking with this map. No, it's not a map, it's literally just a spaceship on its own. But then if I wanted to, and this is where the real clever bit comes in, if I wanted to, I could feature this spaceship or the Razor Crest in every single map I made. And that's what makes it special. It's the fact that it's clever, and because it's a static piece, I've had to use these nowhere fans for the engines, which is a bit of a shame. I'm sure if I put a bit more time and effort into it, I could probably do something a bit more special with that. But just gonna have a look over some of the shapes that I've used in the basic blocks. And what helps me, guys, when I'm building vehicles is to sketch it on a piece of paper and know all the different basic shapes I've got within the toy box selection of basic blocks, and it doesn't take up much memory, and that's the benefit of that. And we've sometimes got to do little tricky things and little smart things just to hide away some of the logic in there, and there isn't much logic to this one, guys. There isn't, and it's really simple, and the outcome is quite satisfying. That it's not screen accurate Razor Crest. It's as close as I can make it. So I'm happy with it. There was just, oh, that's not the Razor Crest, it doesn't look anything like it. But what inspired me was Lego have released, or gonna release, a Lego Razor Crest, and I looked at it and I thought, you know what, I really want to have a go at building that. I've seen 72 Pringles videos, and I just think, is it possible? Is it possible? And I think I've got quite close. I don't for any moment think this is perfect, guys. Just what I'm like, I analyze, overanalyze everything, but for me, this is as close as I can do with what I've got. And the great thing about Disney Infinity, guys, is that there are infinite possibilities. There are some limitations. There are definitely some design limitations within the selections. That just means you've got to be just that little bit smarter to try and use shapes in a clever way. So you can see this here. We're going to do a count up on all these inverted, oh yeah, half domes, sorry, not inverted, what am I on about? Half domes. I've got a lot of half domes all blended on a path creator each side. Now that's the tricky bit. If you don't put that in, it looks a bit blocky, and for ages I left it and I thought, well, you know, it's just missing a little je ne sais quoi. I don't know what. So now I've spawned inside my secret zone. But yeah, the possibilities are amazing. When you start building your ship first, you can build several maps that include that ship. So rather than trying to build it separately in each one, make a new save and build Tatooine around it. Or a quick count on the length, the block length of this whole entire ship is 11 blocks long. Okay, so there's me waffling on, but you guys really want to see the dimensions of this thing, what goes into it. So we've got some Death Star panels just for a bit of detailing. Some of these bits won't go on a path creator, so if you intend to make this fly, that for instance may not go on a path creator. So you just got to be smart about how you do that if you want to change it. Again, if it's a static model, in your map, you might want to just omit these moving fans. I think they look alright. but yeah, this is mostly from memory, it's not from any picture as such. I just sketched it out. I thought, well, how can I make basic blocks do it? And this is what I came up with. And people have said, oh, you know, this is amazing. and I'm thinking it could be better, is what I think in my mind. So I want you to go ahead, take this idea, because I'm running with something else now. I've got other blueprints, but you can see this is a lunar outpost rocket engine for detailing only on this, but that's from the Marvel Battlegrounds set, and that little snippet there just shows you that you've got to do that challenge with Hulkbuster on challenge 13. Okay, so if you don't have that, oh no, what have I done? If you don't have that, it's no big shakes. You can just put some basic blocks in there and wait till you get the Battleground set and then replace it. No big deal, is it? At least you've built the basics of it. Now the colour scheme, now you're thinking, how did he get it to look like that? Well, this is the Iron Rivets colour scheme for the most part. So if you select in your basic blocks, select Iron Rivets as your set theme, and then change the rest of it as you go, and that should cover you for the best part. Inside we've used a crate, the crate colour scheme for a lot of the interior bits, and I think also used a Geonosis Droid factory tile for the door. Yeah, and we've also got Death Star conduits, little things that just add a little bit more detail. Otherwise it just looks very plain, and I had to put that in, even though it's probably not really a feature on the actual ship in the show. I just thought it's just a bit bland and boring to have it all one colour. But remember, with these panels you can rotate them, so if it becomes awkward, try rotating it like this. You can see you do get the odd little gap here and there, but you know, there's ways around it. Let's have a look underneath. So we've got an inverted half down there, just to take some of the blocky edges out. And it does still look a little bit blocky, I'll be honest, guys, but I've made a look-alike of the Razor Crest. is the way I see it. It's a look-alike, and I'm happy with the outcome. But I know that this has so much potential to make other maps with. So just have a look inside. You could, if you wanted to, delete some of that outfit, a bit more logic in. You could even make the whole thing that bit bigger, and maybe try and put a kiln door behind the seats. You know, I think if you went too wide, I don't think your domes will work very well. But you know, you guys just play with it. I mean, this isn't going to take you that long to build. I think the most frustrating bit is putting all those domes in on a path creator. And first of all, you put a path creator the length of the ship, and then you just attach them to it once it's off. And just use the offsets like I've shown you before in other videos, guys. I mean, if you use the offsets, you can do amazing things. And I had to put a little cushion in there for little baby Yoda, bless him. It's a bit cold and hard with that. Some cushioning, and again for the vac tube, which I had to use a bit of artistic license with. Yeah, it is. It's a nice piece. Also worthy of note is the interior toys. Now, if you don't know how to add interior toys, there are plenty of tutorials on YouTube for adding interior toys to your toy box. For those who know, that's okay. They're probably thinking, where's the door? Well, once you've done your bit with it, delete it, because those things will stay there. those things will stay there. You don't need to have that toy box door to the interior toys there anymore. One thing that puzzled me is I couldn't for the life of me remember where I put the terrain block, and how I got round having no terrain block in this level. But because for your spawn point, as you know, if you're a creator, you know that spawn point needs a terrain block somewhere, and I can't think of what trickery I've used to do that. I've done something. You see, there's 16 half domes on each side there. It's quite, you know, do it when you're bored, guys, is what I'll say. Do it when you're bored, because that is quite time consuming, and that's the most time consuming bit about this build, is the logic bits, which is just a camera, which when you hit that button sets the camera off. When it reaches the end, it deactivates. It's okay. Let's go smart mode and zoom out. What's that little black hole down there? I've never noticed that. Right, so let's talk about this sky, guys. It's one of the best skies to use for Star Wars, because this is the Infinity and Beyond from, it just says Disney Infinity in the sky changer. It'll say Disney Infinity 2.0, Disney Infinity 3.0. Well, this one's in the first one, guys. It's Disney Infinity, and it's the Infinity and Beyond, and the music is very irritating. That's why I've had to change it to Star Wars, because there's no way I'm leaving that music in this toy box. Some of you may disagree, but I just can't stand it. But as you can see, we're high enough up here that the ship kind of blends away. So if you were to take that camera, stick it behind the ship and run it backwards, all of a sudden you're in hyperspace. Go slow and then accelerate out away from the ship, and by the time you get to the end of the map, the ship begins to fade away. It's very, very clever. I haven't done that yet, but I understand how it works, and it would work. So if you had to go with that, I think you wouldn't be disappointed. But what you have to do then is put a few additional path points in your, don't just do one A to B path. Try and put a few of those yellow markers in along the way, and you can alter the speed of your camera, and then you can create an illusion that is going to hyperspace. Oh, and that would be so nice. See those little like lines that come off when Boba Fett flies? I'd love a special effect like that. I'm not so sure how I would recreate that. It's something that I want to look into, and maybe something that's on my future agenda of map building. So if you guys are enjoying these videos, do please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I mean, we're putting stuff on fairly regularly at the moment. With lockdown coming to an end, I'm not so sure how regular the videos are going to be, guys. But do please share these with your friends, and leave a comment. I always look at every single comment. So now let's just try and give a bit of inspiration for this, because sometimes you just need a bit of imagery. Now, a sandcrawler in the middle of space looks a bit weird, but now if I strip that ship of parts, because I've saved it, I'll do a new save, strip the ship, put a load of Jawas around it, and take pot shots at them with Boba Fett, we've all of a sudden got that scene from, I think it's episode 2 of Mandalorian, where he vaporizes some Jawas, and that would be so awesome. Okay, Pringle, I hope you're listening to that, because that would be a wicked level. Yeah, and again, I just want to reiterate that this is a gift for 72 Pringle, really. If you guys fancy having a go, then do. But you know, if it's included in your level, you know, don't say, oh, that's Poppa-H's Razor Crest. It's not. This is for you guys. This is for everyone. So when you give so much to so many people, which is what 72 Pringle has done, and other creators too, sometimes it's nice to get a little something back, and that's what my thoughts were. I'm a nice guy. Poppa-H is a nice guy. What do I say? Softy. Big softy. But smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I am sure that you will find some amazing stuff on my channel that you will enjoy. Okay, cheers, thank you very much guys, bye for now.